everyone, what's going on? Welcome to the latest episode of the Genesys Cloud Community's Q&A Show, the show where we answer your pressing questions from the Genesys Cloud online community. My name is Matt Lawson. I'm your online community manager, and today we are fresh from experience. That after Nashville glow is upon me, and we're going to be talking about one of the programs that was announced on the main stage in Nashville by our very own Scott Cravata. We're going to be deep diving into the brand new Orchestrator Program and Portal. This is our version of revamping the Knowledge Network. It's got a whole new tier so that you know exactly how to advance your experience and your career with Genesys. It's really exciting. It's a great presentation. Three of my favorite colleagues are on the episode. I don't want to get in their way a moment longer. Let's go ahead and meet the panel. First, we have Clay. And then we have Kathryn. And of course, we have Natalie. Hello. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Q&A show. I love the intro, by the way. Whose idea was that?
All Clay. All Clay.
Very good. Well, I have the fortune of working with most of you on a daily basis. But some people may be meeting you for the first time if they weren't at experience or if they haven't been a part of advocacy. Let's go ahead and do some basic introductions. I guess, Clay, we can go ahead and start with you.
I was really hoping that you might introduce us since you work with us so closely.
I do. I just don't know if I know your formal title.
Okay. I'm Clay Tison, Senior Director of Customer Success Digital Transformation.
Very cool. Natalie, what about you?
I'm Natalie Nobles. I'm the Senior UX Designer / Researcher on Clay's team.
And Kathryn?
I'm Kathryn Verdoni. I'm the Global Advocacy Program Lead.
Very cool. And I think you've all been on the version on the Q&A show, or at least a version of it before, but it's great to have you back. You've hit a huge milestone with Genesys and released a very, very cool product that I know I'm very excited for, and I think a lot of people should be. Let's talk a little bit high level, Clay, maybe you. Orchestrators, how long has this project been in the works?
I think, Matt, you were with us in Indianapolis about a year ago when we first started visualizing and thinking through the project in general. Like, what was it going to be called? What do we want it to feel like? What do we want it to accomplish? So about a year.
About a year. Yeah. And what do you think? Is it fair to say it's kind of like, it's the sequel to another website that we both know and love, the Knowledge Network?
Yeah, it's the Genesys Knowledge Network was definitely the foundation for Genesys Orchestrators, the portal portion. So with that, Genesys Knowledge Network will be redirected to the new site.
Yeah, and similar to Knowledge Network, the Orchestrators portal has a ton of great information. I'm really thrilled to have you and Natalie here because you worked so hands-on to build out that platform. And Kathryn, it's great to see you because you are currently over advocacy, but that's going to play a huge part of the levels and the tiers that we're doing within the Orchestrator program. So thank you all so much for joining us today to talk about this. I know we actually have a pretty full agenda because this is a presentation that Clay and Kathryn have been doing semi-regularly. Clay, do you want to start it off, or anything you want to say as an intro to get started?
Well, let's just rev up some slides.
You want to take your company and its experiences to the next level. And when you join Genesys, you become a Genesys Orchestrator, someone who makes experiences happen. As an orchestrator, you care about delivering the next level of customer experience to your customers. Genesys connects you to tools, education, and a powerful network. Everything you need is here, personalized, all in one place for you to perform. And you're not alone. There's a community of thousands who are on this journey with you, ready to share in your success. Step into the spotlight. Welcome to Genesys Orchestrators.
All right, folks, now that we've seen the very fancy video, I wanted to share a little bit. Matt and I spoke a wee bit about how this project got kicked off, but when we concluded the workshop in Indianapolis about a year ago, we landed on a web experience that would be simple and fun and prescriptive and modern. And we wanted to consolidate all the things that our Genesys customers needed to be successful in one place. There are a lot of different pieces to that. We tried to pull it all together, and more pieces are becoming more and more ingrained in the orchestrators portal as we speak. But with that, there are four pillars that we really wanted to keep in mind. We wanted our customers to learn, to grow, to connect, and to amplify. Learn is pretty obvious. Grow, this is professionally, grow with your knowledge. Connect, this is where community comes into play, user groups, advisory boards, things like this. And then amplify, Kathryn will go into in a minute, but as we progress through our gamification, our orchestration tiers, we want you all to share that with your communities and take that information and that clout with you throughout your career. But I am going to pass it on to Kathryn so she can dig into gamification.
Thank you, Clay. Allow me to introduce you to our orchestrator tiers. This is the brand new recognition pathway that we've built, designed to guide users throughout their entire journey here with Genesys. We are there with you every step of the way, including right as you join the portal. So just like in that video we just watched, you automatically become an orchestrator when you join the program. So whether you are an agent, supervisor, partner, or even a Genesys employee, we want you to feel as though you are a part of this global community, really shaping the future of customer experience. To do this, we have created these 4 tiers that we've designed to capture each user throughout your journey with us. You'll start off as a producer. These are our new or casual users. You're just getting started in Orchestrators. You're probably exploring resources, setting up your profile, just really looking for ways to begin to engage. From there, you move on to Conductor, where you're becoming a more active participant. You enjoy interacting with content and engaging in conversations. And then from there, you'll move on to becoming a composer. These are passionate users. You're actively promoting Genesys. You're sharing your success stories. You're really taking that extra step and educating others. You're probably a thought leader who's really started to build credibility within your community. And finally, our top tier maestros. These are the VIPs of our VIP program here. You are representing Genesys at events. You're sharing expert knowledge, and you really have that influence on conversations within your industry. In order to level up, orchestrators must complete all the required activities and then at least 5 additional ones from a predetermined list at each tier. That includes advocacy, community, education, resources, as well as general orchestrator activities. Some example activities range from completing your education milestones to engaging in the Genesys community or amplifying your success with advocacy. A major component of this program is education, so we have made it a mandatory requirement at each tier. However, you will still find a broad set of options of additional activities to choose from, so there is that flexibility that you can build this pathway and cater it to meet your personal engagement style and your interests. Activity completion, badges, and your tier status are all tracked automatically behind the scenes for you. For some activities, there may be a delay in receiving your badge, like passing a certification or signing up for the status page updates. That's just because there's a manual element to some of these badges, so there could be a slight delay in the processing time depending on the current volume of users completing those activities. As you unlock all of these tiers, you'll instantly gain access to new rewards and recognition opportunities. Every activity that you complete will also earn you points, which can be redeemed within the Advocacy Reward Store for things like Genesys swag, learning subscriptions, professional services, and yes, even our highly coveted free tickets to experience. Hopefully that's piqued your interest with free rewards. And now you're kind of wondering what you have to do to level up and where you can find all of those activities. So firstly, where you can find them when you enter the portal for the first time, your current tier and your progress bar are displayed in the profile banner on the homepage. If you want to view the badges that you've earned or explore the benefits at each tier, you can visit the Achievers Lounge. This is where you'll see where you're advancing and where you can go next. Each activity within the program is represented by a badge that will fill in with color as you complete that action. So if you're required to complete 5 reference calls, you'll see that badge color in as you complete them. If you're ever not sure what an activity entails or where to go to complete it, you can just click on any of those badges, which will open a pop-up description, including a direct link to the page that you need to access in order to complete that action. To support your continued engagement, some activities can be completed more than once, like attending user groups or webinars. So every time that you attend a user group or join one of our webinars, you will continue to earn points for that activity. Genesys employees and partners are not currently eligible for point redemption right now, but we're working on having this coming soon. So you're all welcome to continue engaging and earning points in the meantime. You can start saving up for that next big reward. Let's take a quick look at the requirements at each tier. Our first tier here, producer, this is going to start as your foundational tier within Orchestrators. There are 2 requirements. You're completing your enrollment in the program, which is going to involve tasks like setting up your profile, watching a personalized video, creating your education account, as well as opting into advocacy. And then finally, you'll complete any of our e-learning courses to get you started. When you unlock a tier, you'll also earn a Credly badge, so you can show off your status outside of the portal as well. Once you've achieved producer status, you are ready to take off to the next tier, which is conductor. This stage is all about encouraging you and reinforcing what you've learned and discovering those new possibilities. You're connecting with others on this same journey with you. There are 4 requirements at this tier. So we're inviting peers to join. We're completing a capability accelerator to encourage you to unlock that full value from your Genesys solutions, as well as some education-based ones. So completing the Genesys Cloud Core Learning Path and the Genesys Cloud Core AI Learning Path. So you can gain foundational knowledge in key platform capabilities, as well as Genesys AI. From there, you choose 5 more that will align with your goals from that pre-approved list that we've provided you. After you reach conductor status, you'll set your sights on the next milestone, becoming a composer. This one is more focused on elevating your expertise through advanced certifications and thought leadership. There's only one required activity at this tier, which is earning your Genesys Cloud Professional or Genesys Cloud Developer certification. From there, you choose your 5 more. Once you've completed, you can enjoy all of the benefits from the previous tier, plus exclusive experiences like virtual socials, priority access to events and education, as well as some enhanced advocacy rewards. After achieving that, you have reached the pinnacle of the Orchestrators program. You've become a maestro. So when we considered what this journey could look like as a whole, we really wanted something that would set being a maestro apart, not just because it was difficult to achieve. We wanted this to feel not like you're speeding through a checklist just to meet those minimum requirements. We want to recognize all of the work that goes into this. To be a maestro for us, we wanted you to really embody all of the Genesys core values. There are 6 requirements at this tier, the first 4 of which align with our company values internally. So you're required to complete at least 1 of 3 activities from each value category. These are brand new that we've just created for maestros, all new for the program. So you're going to be demonstrating a commitment to sustainability, flying in formation, going big, and embracing empathy, all of the core pillars that make up Genesys. Additionally, you'll also be earning a Genesys Specialist certification, as well as completing a full role-based learning path to show your commitment here to continuous learning. Clay and Natalie are going to give you a full tour of the Orchestrators portal in a moment. While I have your attention with gamification, I did want to highlight our all-new advocacy page. This is replacing GCAP. We are moving away from all of these acronyms and confusing names, renaming all of these pillars to be straightforward, making everything more intuitive to navigate for you. We heard your feedback on things that you loved and maybe a bit of what you hoped to improve about GCAP, and took all of that to build this brand new approach to advocacy. We're bringing back a lot of your favorites, like that personalized experience where you can find a selection of activities tailored to match your interests. To join advocacy, you opt in through your profile, select your preferences. It can be done from the advocacy page or from your Orchestrators profile at any time. Every advocacy activity has a point value assigned to it, easily visible in the bottom left corner of the activity card. The more you engage, the more you can earn within the program. This is our way to give back and reward our most passionate and engaged users. You can also continue to earn points offline for completing activities like speaking at events, being a reference for a customer, attending those user groups, or even being a guest on the Q&A show. While we've made a lot of updates to the way advocacy looks, the core of the program here remains the same. This is still an opportunity for customers to learn and grow your skills by sharing your story, gaining insights from peers, and engaging in those community-driven activities. You're connecting with thousands of global CX professionals to exchange ideas, solve challenges, and shape the future of customer experience. Picking those activities that spotlight your expertise and then being able to redeem them for those exclusive rewards and experiences. So I will hand it back over to Clay to show you more of what Orchestrators has to offer.
Thank you, Kathryn. So we're gonna go through kind of page by page and highlight a few features too. But I think the homepage, which we also refer to the dashboard once you log in, so the picture on the right versus the signed out view on the left, is really the home base. And so this offers you our AI digital assistant. It says what tier you're in, how many points you have, where to redeem them, how long you've been a Genesys Orchestrator, which is completely up to you, how you interpret that. You can list your favorites. We have a jump back in section that shows if you have proceeded through, let's say, 3 out of 8 steps in your starter kit, you can pick up where you left off. We have a leaderboard. We have a personalized recommendations section, which pulls in recommendations based upon really intelligent tech behind the scenes. An example of that is, let's say you work in banking and you work for, Bank of Claytown. With that, we compare Bank of Claytown to 10 other banks in your vertical, and we compare you with banks of a similar size in that vertical with the others. And if they are implementing things that you are not, we then surface those for you and say, hey, you may be interested in speech and text analytics. Your peers are doing that and they're being very successful. How about you get with the program? So things like that. We also offer, recent activity, last few things you searched on, and product fundamentals. And with those fundamentals come our product roadmaps and a complete archive of previous roadmaps. So you can watch it anytime. We have status updates. We have product ideas lab access, and we have product status updates if things go awry or if maintenance is coming up. You can be fully informed there. So I wanted to go into a little bit more detail on our AI digital assistant. This is really, really sharp. This is an internal tool, a Genesys tool, where you can search for all kinds of things, information about all things Genesys, but you can also you're also steered into the correct team if for whatever reason the generative AI cannot answer your question. So let's say, you go and you look up, a support case, and you have another question that you would typically ask a support rep. It can't answer it. It will take your history and send it to the correct team so somebody can answer the question. Similarly, for customer success, more service style questions. I encourage you to come in here and play around. You have to opt in. If you do not do AI and you don't wanna, there are options with unified search. And I'll get to that in a minute about what unified search is and isn't, but AI is found throughout the navigation, not just on the home page. We also have it available in the header of our support page so that you can then be prompted, to ask support focused questions. The Orchestrators profile is brand new. This is our spot that says, okay, here's the stuff we know about you in the About Me section, but the preferences area is basically like Netflix. So instead of, I love horror films and rom-coms and documentaries, you're specifying what your business goals are and what capabilities are you interested in and what are your learning preferences and what level of Genesys proficiency are you in. This is also where Kathryn talked about advocacy preferences, you can also access them here and save them. You can update them at any time. But the more information you give us about you and what you want, the more intelligent those personalized recommendations can become on your home base, on your dashboard or home once you've logged in. So I mentioned unified search before, and I'll hop in here just to explain a little bit about what that means. Let's say you aren't allowed to play with AI, so you don't opt in, or you're just not in the mood. You would rather search traditionally. So the search is available in the header at all times. The unified portion means you just search, one term, in this case, predictive routing, up come relevant results regardless of where they're coming from. So it could be stemming from the community or the Genesys Cloud Resource Center or the Developer Center docs or the knowledge base or videos or a million different spots. But you don't have to worry about where it originates. We're just pulling back the relevant information for you. There are lots of facets also where you can whittle down and filter the information to get you the answers you need. So be sure to click the magnifying glass to get to unified search. And I'm going to pass it over to Natalie, who's going to go into more detail about some of the other pages in our navigation.
Thank you, Clay. So like you saw with everything that Clay and Kathryn went through, we're really bringing several areas across the Genesys ecosystem into the site. So community, obviously we love the community and Matt and his team. The community is an amazing resource. And so we definitely want that to be a part of the site and for our users to have easy access to it. So we do pull in latest discussions for right now for all of the product communities. So you can come in here, you can get a feed of what's going on in the community with all those communities. And there's a drop down right here. You can see it right there to the right of the start discussion button. There's a couple of different options in there for you to switch through. There's another snapshot of the leaderboard. We do pull in upcoming events from their calendar, so you can kind of see what's going on there and also get over to their main calendar. You'll see these. We'll be starting to feature more users as we learn more about you and all the amazing things our orchestrators are doing. So you'll start seeing stuff like that pop up across the site and that feature banner right there, like our rock stars of the month that we do on the community. We also pull in a feed from the Genesys community YouTube channel. So if you miss a Q&A show, if you don't see it, you always see it on the community site, but we also will have them here along with other videos that their team put together. And also Kathryn is also pushing in activities that are relevant to the community at the bottom of this page too. So there's other stuff down there that you can participate in and get points. There's going to be other interactivity coming soon for this page. So you'll actually be able to interact with the posts, start a discussion, join a community, things like that. So stay tuned for that kind of stuff. So you go to the next slide, please. So obviously you've heard education is a huge component of the site. We work really closely with that team. So we do pull in your subscriptions. So if you have a learning subscription, we pull that in. And we also pull in your badges here again. And let's see, all of our certifications we're pulling in for all of our different products and webinars that team have going on, which are amazing. We also will eventually be pulling in some recommended content for you as we learn more about the preferences that you're going to be adding into your profile. So keep doing that so we can start adding in these new features. That's really going to help us out and make the site more personalized and beneficial for you. Next slide. Resources. So the resources section of our site is a massive area of the site. It always has been. If you were familiar with the GKN, we pull in stuff from everywhere across Genesys, like Clay said, like with our search. So you can come here, we pull in stuff from the resource center, like use cases and documentation, videos. We have another link here, so you can always see the latest release notes for Genesys Cloud, Developer Center content, just all kinds of awesome stuff. So you just don't have to go everywhere. You can also switch in our nav. You can switch between products. So if you need to see other stuff, you can for other products. You can do that. But really cool stuff that we have here also are for our starter kits and our capability accelerators. And those are things that you actually can earn points for. Those are tied to some of the activities in the tiers on the Achievers Lounge. So if you start going through those, Those are great resources. So if you're onboarding as a new Genesys Cloud customer, you can go through the Genesys Cloud Starter Kit, and it walks you step by step this curated documentation that team worked with the Resource Center to put together. And you go through it step by step, and you earn like 100 points when you're done. And you get this amazing confetti that Clay gets very excited about. You get 100 points, and you check off one of those activities, which is really cool. And then we also have these capability accelerators that are for feature adoption. So right now we have one for Agent Copilot, we have predictive routing and web messaging, and I believe speech and text analytics is coming next. So we're going to keep adding those on, and those are really exciting. So if you go to, I think I have one more slide. So support. Yes, this is a fun one. So yeah, we actually have the AI digital assistant on this page when you sign in as well. So you can, get some help if you need it very quickly with our amazing support team and things like that. We do pull in, if you have access to support cases to view them, we do pull those in here so that you can see your latest cases and things like that. And you can click right over into the My Support portal. We also pull in product announcements. We used to only have very limited access to those in our site, and now we are actually pulling in stuff from the Resource Center. They have amazing documentation in there for all the announcements across Genesys. So we're pulling all those in. We're pulling in stuff we get from the product team, like all kinds of stuff. So, and then there's also helpful links at the bottom. Coming soon here will be more implementation coming in from my support. So that'll be a really cool project we'll be doing. And then we also, if there's a status update or an outage in your region, we put that up top in that banner, so you'll be able to see that quickly when you sign in. And with that, I will turn it back over to Clay.
Thanks, Natalie. So that's the site, a very high overview in a nutshell, or the program, a high overview. And we want your input. There is a send us feedback link in the footer of the site. If you click on that, you can report something that's gone wrong if you find a bug, or you can just provide us with general feedback. Please fill it in. When you're logged in, it already pulls in your name and your email address, so we know who to respond to if we have follow-up questions, or if you want to give you an update on what has changed, or if your ideas have been implemented or anything like that. Or you can just write Genesys Orchestrators at genesys.com. And in the interim, we want you to play around. Use this QR code, open up the site, or just type in the web address here. And we can't wait to hear what you think. Thank you.
Thank you all so much for the tour. Just a couple of questions that I had as you were going through the presentation, and I'm cheating a little bit because I have some internal knowledge. But I want to start with Kathryn. Kathryn, just because not too long ago we redid kind of like advocacy GCAP, we introduced different kinds of tiers within GCAP. What's the future of that look like? Do those tiers still exist, or what's going to happen there?
Yeah, so we retired those levels that we had previously introduced in GCAP. They were tied to the number of points that you earned within the year. We've replaced that with these tiers that are more focused on activity and milestone-based achievement. However, the top level that we did have in GCAP, affectionately known as our G Captains, we are keeping that program. We've renamed it Amplifiers, really to help align with the whole Orchestrators branding. So
Okay.
you will continue, if you earn 1,000 points within a year, you unlock that amplifier status for the following year. And then that gets you a whole bunch of VIP benefits that you can enjoy.
Very cool. Okay, awesome. Thank you for that. Clay, question for you. When I saw this presentation, well, a version of this presentation at Experience, you had a slide that was kind of dedicated to the roadmap for orchestrators. Anything you think the audience would be excited to hear might be coming soon?
I think so. Some of the hot hits coming soon are a revamped registration experience and user management within the portal itself. So instead of what we do today, which is, you sign up and then we verify you work where you work, and then somebody says you have permission to view this or permission to access support or billing or beyond or whatever it may be, we're putting that power in your hands. So you know who works at your company. If somebody leaves, you can remove them from access. You can add new people, enable different privileges depending upon who they are and who needs to see whatever it may be. We're super excited about that. Also coming soon is Genesys Cloud Case Management. And by that, we do have support cases on there. We do have statuses, and you can talk about your case in AI today. However, we are going to include all of your case management on the site coming soon. So that means the My Support, the former My Support for Genesys Cloud won't exist anymore, and it will only, you will only go to the Orchestrators portal to manage your cases.
Okay.
Another thing is our reading your invoices and some billing information, subscription information that will surface on the site. Right now we have on the support page, we have a little form that says, hey, I'm having, let me ask you about my invoice or whatever, and it goes to the correct team. But we want to actually make those things available to you in addition to the information necessary to understand it. So that'll be part of our AI. You can talk about what does this mean? And it will help you understand it in addition to training and docs and FAQs and all the things that are designed to help you understand where these charges are coming from.
It's very awesome. Let me think. One question I got asked at Experience, and I just want to make sure everybody is aware of this. Can anybody join the Orchestrator program? Is there a cost involved? How does that work?
Yes, everyone can join, and no, there isn't a cost. Now,
Perfect.
one of the things that Kathryn has implemented with the tiers, which I think is one of my favorite things, is if you achieve tier 1 and you achieve tier 2, the education is free. It's complimentary. You have to take the AI core learning path and the Genesys Cloud path, and I think take some e-learning or something. But you're earning points the whole time. And by the time you get to the third stage, the composer stage, which requires a fee class like a Genesys Cloud Professional or a developer certification that requires a proctored exam, you could use your points to actually purchase a learning subscription and a voucher for a cert test.
Oh,
I
cool.
think that's just awesome. If you choose to, you don't have to. You can buy a stuffed animal if you want to, but it's there for you if you're blocked in some way by a paywall, which I think is terrific.
Cool. And also, one of the prizes that we always have available in the community, if you win a contest or something, is the ability to get one of those free vouchers for certain exams. Not all of them, but certain exams. Um,
Nice.
well, cool. Well, this was great. I think the only other question that I saw in the community, and I know, Clay, you may not want me to ask it, but we've got to ask it. Some things are not coming over automatically. For instance, some people aren't getting certain certifications that they may have achieved. Or, Kathryn, I saw an email, I think to you about I completed the welcome video, but I haven't gotten credit for that yet. Do you want to talk a little bit about, I don't know if you want to talk about those differently. I know there's a human component to some of these as well.
For some of the activities in the program, there is a little bit of that human element that happens behind the scenes for transferring data over. If you've just taken a certification, it has to go through some programs in the background before it can sync with the Orchestrators program. So that's why there is sometimes that delay in seeing those as completed. If you're looking for a certification that maybe you completed a year ago and it doesn't seem to be syncing, I would encourage you to reach out. That should have been synced by now, so we can look into it and make sure that you are receiving credit for everything that you've completed so far within the program.
Yeah, cool. That makes sense to me. I think the only person who didn't get a question is Natalie, so I'll ask Natalie. Natalie, anything you want to add right now? Yeah, you've got the floor is yours.
No, I mean, for me, it's get in there, use the site, give us the feedback. I mean, we want this. This is your site. We want you to use it and it be your place to learn and do all the things you want to do to grow a Genesis. So, send us your feedback so we can make it what you want in your experience. So, yeah, send it over.
Yeah, and I can tell from personal experience because I have a meeting with Natalie every day. She reads every piece of feedback that comes through and tries to incorporate it in the site. So please, they want to hear from you, and we hope you enjoy the site. And if you are enjoying the site and you're using it, just remember the community is going to be doing Orchestrator Program platform trivia starting next week. So that's going to be right around September 23rd, I believe it launches. So get ready for that. Again, use it to get some points in the advocacy program, or maybe an exam voucher to help you grow as an orchestrator. All right. Well, with that being said, anything anybody wants to add before we sign off?